I got too many to do from last year. A lot about that.
What were the results of the volleyball tournament? Nice.
How did you guys win?
What?
Wait, I went
That's
to
better than you.
You can't be school. No, I'm asking like, how did you win? Well, we can do this on
We
the
won the
right
first match,
next year.
lost the second, won the third. We won
Ooh, that's a good arc of the
We
story
sometimes
right there.
are able to reach
We
the.
came back. It was so scary.
You guys do a cheer right there. And I was just doing there. I'm being there. No, I mean the cheer right there where the cookies are.
All right, homework, get it out.
Whip it out. I have my yesterday's homework too. 'Cause I didn't.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it into.
I'll turn it in at the same time.
Julie, get out your homework.
I think I missed a step in the homework. This one.
All right, any questions on the homework, which was 25 to 33? Basically, look at all those graphs and write the inequality. Nothing? No questions?
I don't know.
Just so you, I know I say this many times, just so you understand this, like we're in the, not the middle of it, we're almost done with the chapter. If you wait to test to figure out that you don't know any of this stuff, it's too late, right? The way that you pass any math course, and it also applies to other classes, is that you stop the teacher when you're learning stuff that you have no clue about what you're doing. And you ask questions. What am I doing wrong? If you blow off the homework, you don't pay attention in class, absolutely positively you get the test day like, why am I so stupid? I don't get any of this stuff. Right? You gotta put some effort into your studies if you want to pass. Right? I can't help you with the if you want to pass sort of thing, but my assumption is you all want to pass. Don't let me teach you stuff that you have no clue about what you're doing. You stop me. What just happened? Why is that like that? The kids that do that, and there's plenty of them here that do that, they always pass because that's what you do as a student. The learning process is, person teaches you something, you ask questions, you try doing some all by yourself, you figure out you're lost, you're clueless, you ask questions, oh, I get it now. Okay? But if you're not doing that, then there's no reason why you should expect to pass a test, right? All right, no questions. Here we go. Number 25 is a horizontal line. Y is greater than -1. Number 26, it's a vertical line. It's solid. X is less than or equal to 2. The rest are all diagonal lines. Don't write this down, Sierra. Number 27, y is less than -1/2 x plus 2. Number 28, y is less than -3/2x. Anybody put +0?
I did 1.5.
1.5 will be fine too. That's fine. And if you put +0, that's fine too. Number 29, y is greater than or equal to 4/3 x plus 4, 1 1/3. Don't ever change a mixed number or improper fraction to a mixed number. It's just too much work. Plus it's a slope, and so you're applying the slope. You'd like it to be a non-mixed number. Number 30, y is less than -2x minus 2. Number 31, y is 1/2 x plus 2. Y is less than 1/2 x plus 2. Number 33, y is greater than or equal to x plus 3. And the last one, y is less than or equal to -3/2x or -1 1/2 x plus 5.
What was 30?
Y is less than -2x minus 2. Y is greater than or equal to x plus 3. y is less than negative 3 over 2x. All right, click that for me. I'm not going to lie to you, today is a very messy process. Draft papers probably makes your life a whole lot easier, though it's not totally essential.
I have two.
But draft paper would definitely make your life a little bit easier. That's why. All right, as I said last couple of days, your calendar is not going to change. This is what it looks like for you. You're going to be taking your piece out. Let me talk, please.
Shut up.
Thank you, but I don't need that. This is what your schedule looks like. 2 weeks from now on Tuesday. Next person who talks, trouble. Please stop it. Once was fine. 2 times was too many. 3rd time, you're in trouble. Okay. Peace out on that Tuesday. It's a 3-hour and 5-minute test, I believe, unless you get extra time. But it's a 3-hour and 5-minute test. You'll be taking, I think, a total of 4 or 5 minutes, 6. Total test, individual test in that time frame. So you take a couple language arts ones, you take a couple math ones. The math ones come in non-calculator and then calculator version type thing. The calculator that you will be using is your calculator, not mine. You have to show up on this Tuesday with a graphing calculator. I don't care if it's yours or someone else's, but you have to show up, and you can't share calculators. And no, we don't have calculators for you. You have to show up with a graphing calculator. For those of you, I don't know if there's anybody in here that likes to play games or put stuff, apps on their calculator. We clear the memory of your calculator, so you're going to lose all that stuff. You can put them back on, obviously, after the test. But we will clear your calculators so you lose any games that you have on there. I know that's important for me. Next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will go over a couple of the practice tests. The practice tests are not guaranteed to make you experts. Hey, just do the practice test, you'll pass the PSAT. There's no pass or fail. There's just a score. But with the practice test, we'll at least show you what the questions will look like. I went over all the questions on the practice PSAT test. You know, if you have good Algebra 1 skills, it's a pretty simple test for the math part. If you have weak algebra skills, you're going to really bomb this, right? You're going to really bomb this. And it's going to be a wake-up call. And you're going to get a number that basically tells you you don't have a chance of getting into any college, right? What that is a wake-up call because you got 2 years to fix that, right? You're going to get a score that will either be great or medium or very low. You're going to get that score. You're going to look at it. We're going to tell you what it means. And then you're going to go, if you're a smart kid, go on some websites and say, hey, what kind of score do I need to go to the University of Michigan or whatever school you want to go to? It's going to tell you, you need an SAT score of this. And then you're going to look at your PSAT score and like, whoa, I'm not going to that school. Or you're going to say, hey, wow, I can not only go to this school, I can even go to a better school because you got a better score on it. Okay? But you're in 9th grade. You're not a junior. The juniors, nobody in the school is a junior, but next year they will be. Next year at this time, they're going to take their SAT test. It's not a one-shot only deal. You can take it multiple times. There's not that much time between junior year and December is the cutoff date for turning in your application to college. So senior year, by December, you got to have your applications in. You take your SAT test like this time, junior year, and then let's see, it's April. Then you got May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. You got 8 months to turn in a college application. In that time frame, you can take the SAT again. Hopefully you get a higher score. If you get a lower score, your highest score is the one that counts. You can try to get your GPA up to a higher level, but you're stuck with those scores. By the way, you send those scores. When you take the SAT test, on the test itself, you say, send my score to this college. It's part of the test. When you take the test, you say, send my scores to the University of Colorado or University of Michigan or Harvard, wherever it is you want to go, right? They immediately get to see your scores and like, not this kid. Or, oh, heck yes, not only do I want this kid, here's $300,000 to go to my school. Like, no joke. $300,000 to go to my school. They will give you that money in the terms of tuition, right? On your SATs, right? If you score high enough, right? You'll become more familiar with this process as you get up in higher level grades. When you turn in your applications, literally my daughter just went through it last year. But when you turn in your application and then you wait and 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 you wait, and then you get what's called the thick packet or the thin packet. The thin packet is one sheet of paper, and guess what it says? Get lost. The thick one says, welcome to the University of Michigan, and we're going to give you $100,000. Congratulations.
That's a lot of moolah.
Right. You turn in your application, you turn in, I don't want to get too far into the details here, but you turn in a lot of information, and you automatically have to apply for financial help. Everybody does this, right? And if you're lucky, right, you get some financial help. If you're not lucky, let's see, not lucky people would be people that have low scores, low grades. Why would the college give you free money? Why do they want you to go to their college if you're a crummy student, right? So yeah, if your score is high enough, they'll let you in, but you're going to pay every dime to get into that college, by the way. You go to they have this thing called in-state and out-of-state tuition. In-state means the state that you live in, because your parents pay taxes and you pay taxes as well too when you get a job. You pay what's called in-state tuition. It's lower than out-of-state tuition. So to go to, let's say, the University of Colorado, which is probably the biggest university in the state, is roughly somewhere close to $30,000 a year. That's in-state tuition. Out-of-state tuition is close to $50,000 a year. That's to go to college.
That's pretty cheap.
$50,000 is a nice new car. You're paying a nice new car every year to go to college.
That's pretty cheap.
That's crazy money. That's crazy money. Right now, guess how much you're paying?
Zero.
Close to, I mean, there are a few fees, like for some books and for, athletic fees and stuff like that, but you're paying close to nothing to go to high school. That all changes when you go to college. I mean, we're not talking about chunk change. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is why we make a big deal about that, because it's not everyone in this class, right? Probably most of you will go to college. College is a lot of chunk of money. It's huge. What's up?
So for the PSAT, you said we need a calculator. Are you going to show us more on how to use it?
I have shown you everything that you need to do well on the PSAT you're about to take. So what have I shown you how to do? Graph lines, right? Guess what's going to be on the PSAT? Graph and lines. There are plenty of other things that calculator can do. And as you go up in grade, you learn new skills. You learn absolutely nothing in geometry with the calculator, but Algebra 2 and pre-calculus, you learn some new things. Yeah.
Can you, on your SAT, can you help me set it for
You can. As many, I don't forget how many they allow you, but it's lots. They allow you for free to send your scores to a certain number. I forget what the number is, but it's enough.
Is it more than 5?
I don't know. We can look it up though. But then you pay to send it to more colleges. What's up?
Why is there a day review after the PSAT?
Well, I said this before. I'm going to send you home with a packet that's a 2-day packet, right? Obviously, you're taking your PSAT there. And I said to yourself, I said, you are now in the driving seat of your future. If you choose to do nothing, which some of you can do that, okay, whatever. I mean, this test means nothing to you, right? If you're truly can envision yourself what's going to happen, and I mean, you're freshman right here. In 4 years from now, some of you are already going to be like my situation when I had already signed up for the Army this time when I was a senior, right? So by April, I was already like in Army mode. I was like, yeah, when is the school going to end? I'm going to the Army, right? Other kids that might be going to a trade school, I don't know, maybe you want to be a truck driver. You're going to truck driver school or something like that. You will always, by the time you're senior, they actually have a name for it. It's called senioritis. Senioritis is what? What are you gonna do? Yeah. Okay. Senioritis is the disease that seniors get in the last quarter of the year, because guess what happens in the last quarter?
Nothing. You nothing.
Okay, you've already been accepted into college. That happens somewhere between December and March is when you get these letters. But nowadays it's mostly done by email. But you get these, or it's on a website. You already know if you've been accepted into college. The kids that aren't going to college, that are smart, have already figured out what they're going to do. The only kids that are left are the kids that weren't doing anything in the first place. Those are the kids that were never working to begin with to do anything. So nothing has changed with them. The issue is now every single kid that's a senior has the same basic idea. Let me out of prison, right? I want to either go to college and get on with my life, or I want to go to carpentry school or plumbing school or whatever it is you're doing in life. I want to go in the military, all those things. You're so sick of high school by your fourth quarter that the motivation to do well kind of goes way down. The only saving grace for that are the kids that are going to college. There's a big stipulation for your acceptance into college, which is, they literally will say this multiple times, is screw up your fourth quarter, you're not going to college. Like, they will take away your acceptance into their college if you screw up fourth quarter. So the kids that are going to college, maybe they're an A student and now they get a B, but they already know they're good to go. Some kids that are trying to be the top dog in the school, they actually have a name for it. You get a special award, right? What?
It's valedictorian.
Valedictorian, right? They continue to try hard, but many kids, Aiden, please step outside. Please step outside. The kids that kids are trying to valedictorian, they try their hardest up to the last second, and it usually comes down to the last second, like the last piece of paper that you turn in. Usually it's like these two kids that are fighting over the highest GPA, and it usually comes down to the very last assignment of PE or something crazy like that differentiates between the two. And then other kids are they don't want to lose their eligibility to college, so they continue to try. But the kids that have never tried in the first place, those are the ones that are the most challenging ones, because they already know. They're like, well, you've either, you got a C, you can get an F that last quarter and still graduate high school. So it's kind of hard for them to stay motivated. And so teachers, we bend backwards to try to make sure that senioritis doesn't take over the whole school type thing. All right, do good on your PSAT, right? Especially for the kids who even don't think they're going to college. Do as good as you can. At least you'll get a score that will tell you what you're capable of. And for the kids that know they're going to college, absolutely, it'll give you a good azimuth check of where you stand right now. Hey, I'm on track for this to happening, or I better start buckling down and doing better type thing. All right, today, homework, copy down while I take care of this. Sophie, you have a good night. All right. I literally don't need to show you how to do what we're about to do, because you know everything there is to know, right? We will do 3 examples of it. It is the messiest thing that we will do the entire year. This is really messy.
That sounds terrible.
Well, I said it was messy, and now I'm going to say it's really messy. So if yesterday was messy, today is double the mess. If you open up your book to section 10.8, you can see the mess. Now, I gave you a black and white copy. You're going to have to interpret what I show you on the screen of what's in front of you. Okay, shading and colors is very critical and important. And since I can't make colored copies, I wasn't able to give you a color copy, but I will be on the screen. Here we go. 2 chapters ago, we had linear equations. We learned how to graph a line. And then as soon as we got good at graphing a line, what do? We added another line and we got an intersection point, yes? Okay, this chapter, we learned how to graph an inequality. Now we're going to put another one, and we're going to see the big honking mess that it makes. Because remember, it's not a line, it's a region. It's a shaded area. So now we're going to have two shaded areas. Think about it. If this is shaded down, and this one is shaded down, you get one, look at me, 1, 2, 3, 4 areas. One of them will be double shaded. Can you see it? If this is shaded below, and this one is shaded below, if you put them both together, one of these 4 areas will be double shaded. This one. That's what we're doing today. But it's a big honking mess, right? When you do it by hand. Okay, but that's easy. It's just a little bit messy. All right, system of linear inequalities or equalities gives us 2 lines where they intersect, right, is the answer. We learned 3 ways of doing this: graphing, elimination, and substitution, right? That was a chapter ago. We did that. So there's 3 ways of doing that pain. There's a lot of this on the PSAT test, by the way. But remember, it was pretty easy. Wasn't that bad? And you have graphing calculator, right? All you do is put the answers, put the 2 equations in the graphing calculator. You say, calculator, give me the answer, right? So if you know how to use a graphing calculator, makes your life a whole lot easier. Those were the 3 methods for equations. We only get 1 method for inequalities, and it's the graphing method. We don't get a substitution or elimination. So it's a whole lot easier. Rolling.
What? I'm chilling. So.
All right. So all we're going to do is the same process, except we're going to do it with inequalities. And remember, 1 inequality gives us a region. If you put 2 of them together, this one and this one, it's hard to visualize until you actually do it. But when you put these 2 together, you get that big honking mess, right? You see what I said, messy?
Can we not do that?
You have to. It's the only way to do it. Where is the shaded region that has double shaded? Okay, so some of you can't, others can't. It's this area right here. So this area right here is the actual answer. When you do this, you're going to see me make the recommendation. When you actually do it, is not to actually do the double shading. It's just to shade the one region that has the double shading. So what I do is I lightly, I mean really lightly shade one region, really lightly shade the other region, and then I visualize, well, what would be the double shaded region? And that's the one that I always indicate. Okay. In the book, they show you using 2 different colors, red and blue. And I'm crazy colorblind. When you put red and blue together, you get green. And you can kind of see that in the book, right? That purple, apparently, region represents the double shaded region. Okay, so that area right there represents the double shaded region. All right, so I've already told you, I said that for equations, you have 3 methods: graphing, substitution, elimination. But for inequalities, you only got 1 method, and that's just graphing. Okay, so if you need steps, they're on the paper in front of you. If you need steps, step number 1 is 1 inequality at a time. Graph it, shade the first inequality. That's what you did last night for homework, or 2 nights ago. Step 2 is do the same thing to the second one. Step number 3 is, Rowan, seriously, stop. Okay. Step number 3 is you identify which area would be double shaded, and that's your final answer. Like I said, the only thing I will do is I will shade that region. Okay. Remember, we picked test points. All right. So watch me do 1. 2 inequalities, yes? Not the same, right? So I'm going to graph 1 at a time. Step 1, I graph the first one. You ready? Y-intercept of -3. Slope of 2, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. How many points do I actually have to graph?
2.
Technically, all I need is 2. You can put as many as you'd like. Solid or dashed?
Dashed.
Aiden, attention up here. Okay, she said, which region do I shade, well, what do we got to do to figure that out?
Test point.
Pick a test point. What do we always like to pick?
0, 0.
0, 0 is right here. If it's true, this is the side we shade. If it's false, this is the side we shade. So I'm going to pick 0, 0 for this one. Okay? Test point, 0, 0. The reason why I like 0 is because remember, 0 is going to make that go away. 2 times 0 is always 0. Doesn't matter what the numbers are, fractions, positive, negative, it makes that go away. And you'll be left with 0, that symbol, and that number. Always, if you pick 0, 0. You can't always pick 0, 0, but when you can, it makes your life easy. Hey, true or false?
True. False. False. Not false. It's false.
So here's 0, 0. What side am I going to shade?
0, other side.
I'm going to shade the other side. So it's false. I'm going to shade that. Now remember what I said was if I were actually doing this, I would take my pencil and really lightly shade this side. Okay?
Do you have to use 2 different colors?
If you have 2 different colors, it will look very easy, be more easily done. But most of us don't have 2 colors, unless we're Piper. Right? Who already has 2 colors in front of him. Right? But yeah, you can use 2 colors. Okay? The reason why this is messy is because guess what we got to do now?
Do it again.
We got to do it again for this one, and it just messes everything up because I'm going to have a whole lot of stuff going on at once. Our goal here is to find the double shaded region. Always keep that in mind when you're doing this process. Okay, y-intercept of and a slope of. So I put a dot on positive 2, and the slope is down 2 over 1. I don't care where the 2 lines intersect any longer. That's only for equations. It's where the regions intersect are the answers. With linear equations, it's where the 2 lines intersect. That's the answer. But with linear inequalities, it's where the 2 shaded regions intersect. How many points do I need to make a line?
2.
So you could connect the dots right now and be done, except for the shading. Yes, I'll throw some more points on there. Why did I put a dotted line?
It's
a dotted line. Okay. Second to last step, what do I got to do?
Shade the
Test points. What am I going to pick?
0, 0.
Can I pick 0, 0 for this one? I can. It doesn't fall 0, 0. So and like I said, 0, 0 is nice because look, this time 0 is always, so that goes away. I'm just left with that symbol, and that number. That's why we like picking 0, 0. Yeah. Well, that's what we're figuring out right now. We pick a point anywhere on the graph that isn't on the blue line. We pick 0, 0, it just makes the math easier. If it's true, we shade the true side. If it's false, we shade the other side. So I'm picking 0, 0. It's on the left side of the blue line. I'm throwing in 0, 0. And Kaylee, do we get a true or a false statement? So here's 0, 0. You just found it's false. We need to shade the other side. Remember, though, we're keeping in our mind, we're really looking for the double shaded region. So if I shade this side right here, where's the double shaded region? Okay. When I do this, it becomes a big honking mess. Watch me. I'm going to shade the other side. It's hard to see.
Oh,
Can you see it?
yeah.
But it is when I look at it, it gives me a headache, right? You're trying to find the double shade. In other words, I did mine in different colors, where the red and the blue come together.
Use like a highlighter or marker so it blends.
You can do that. Like I said, when I'm doing it with just a pencil, like I said, what I do is, really lightly with my pencil, I do a little bit of shading. And then really lightly with my pencil, I do a shading so I can see where the 2 areas come together. This is an art form more than it is a math skill because of the messiness. All right, that area right there is the answer. This area right here is the answer. You're like, what do you mean the answer? I mean, literally, this is the answer to the problem. Like, well, I'm used to writing numbers or some equation or inequality. It's not. It's the shape. It's the region that's the answer. Okay? Just like 2 days ago, the answer was the graph. Well, the answer is the graph again, but you're indicating where that region is. Now, what does it mean? It means that anything that's in purple makes both of these true. Any point inside of here, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, 0, 4, was 4, 4 work? Yeah, 4, 4 would work. 4, 4 would make this true. Any one of those points in this purple region makes both of these true. Anything outside of it might make one of them true, but it won't make both of them. Oh, by the way, any point over here, guess what? Makes none of them true. Point up here will make the blue line, this one, true. Point down here will make this one true. Anything over here makes none of them true. For instance, -5, 0 won't make either one of these true.
Tomorrow are we gonna like reverse it?
No, we're going to reverse it today as well, too. We're going to do the whole thing together.
Same thing.
Well, yeah, but remember, you already know how to graph with the inequality. So it's not like we have to do a lot of that practice. Okay. So for instance, 5, 1, 5, 1 is right here, right there. That's going to make both of these true. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 7. 1 is smaller than 7. Okay. All right. If there's a challenging one, it's the one right here. Why is this one a bit more challenging? You got to get y by itself. Okay. So what are you going to do to both sides to get y by itself? What are you going to do to both sides to get y by itself?
Add y.
No, that wouldn't get y by itself.
Add 3x.
Add 3x. Okay. So on the second one, we would have to add 3x to get y by itself. Okay. My patience is 0. 0. You're not learning anything.
I am. Can we do the first one? I'll
All right. We take the first one right here. We graph the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 5. The slope is what? So how do you write that as a fraction?
1, -1.
Either 1 over -1 or, I lost my marker. 1 over -1 or, that could be a slope, 1 over -1 or, what's the other way of writing that?
1, -1.
That's what I wrote.
1, -1.
That's the other way of writing it.
Oh, I thought you meant that side.
Okay? Either one works. So which one do you want to use?
The bottom one.
There isn't a bottom one. There's a left one and a right one.
Top one. Bottom. I'm not right.
Which one did you say?
Right.
The right says go what?
The down one. Right.
Right one. So down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Or other direction, that would be this one.
Up 1. Down
Up 1, left 1.
Left 1 and
Okay? Solid or dashed?
then. So
Dashy washy.
No, no, no.
Oh, I was.
See the line? Solid line. All right, can we pick 0, 0?
yeah.
Can we pick 0, 0? Okay, so pick 0, 0. What does that turn into? You should be able to do this in your head.
No, it's false.
Yeah, but I'm saying you should be able to do it in your head. 0 is greater than or equal to 5. Is that true or false?
False.
So what side am I shading?
Other side.
This side. Kaylee, yes? We found 0 was, well, that's a false statement. So I shade that side. If that's where it ended right there, nobody'd have a problem. The problem is we got to do it for the second inequality, and it just gets messy. The process isn't any harder. It's the same process. It just gets messy. Y-intercept. Y-intercept.
I did it last.
-4. The slope is
1 over 3.
no
3 over 1.
3 over 1. You could also write that as opposite of that. -3 over. Opposite of both numbers. -1. Okay. So from that -4, we can either go up 3, right 1, or we can go down 3, left 1. Your choice.
Up.
Up. Okay. So up 3, right 1. How many points do we need?
2.
I'm going to stop right there, right? I'm not going to make it more complicated, but I will show you more points. If it was an equation, a system of equations, we would literally want to know where the two lines intersect. For inequalities, we want to find where the two regions intersect. So once I draw my line, I got to find that second region. Can we pick 0, 0? We can. So, like I said, the nice thing, Brandy, is Brandy can do this very quickly in her head. Do it. 0, 0 would give us. How did she do that so quickly?
Because
No.
Because 3 times 0 is 0. The only problem that you get is if the line goes through 0, 0, then you can't pick 0, 0. But if you can pick 0, 0, pick that. It makes your life a whole lot easier. Kaylee, true or false? So where am I going to shade? To the left or to the right? You got this. Okay. Can you see before we do this shading where the double shaded region would be? Where would the double shaded region be? It'd be right here, right? Okay. That'd be the thing. If there's a second technique, that's what I do is before I try to draw and give myself this headache, right? Is I will try to look and just in my mind's eye, try to figure out where would the double shaded region be. I already knew that the blue was going to shade to the right. So that would create this area right here would be the double shaded region. And remember, that is no, you don't have to make this trapezoid right here. It's not a trapezoid, quadrilateral. But you do have to somehow indicate where so a lot of people just make it really dark. Okay? Who's lost?
It's actually pretty easy.
I agree. It's just messy.
So I only have 3 boxes.
Yeah, because you've already done this for 2 homework assignments. The only thing this does is add a second inequality. The process is still the same. Remember, anything in the double shaded region will make this true. Look where I put my dots.
Outside of the double.
So will this dot make both of those true or false?
False.
Make it false. Okay. It might make one of them true. It'll make the blue one, this one true, but it won't make the top one true. Okay. All right, let's do 1. Here we go.
I already did it.
Let's do 1. Box number what? 1?
1.
Here we go. There's no place to what?
There's like no room, yeah.
Do you see the next box over? It's blank. There's a place to do some more work. Okay, here we go. Y-intercept is. So we put a dot on -1. Slope is. So we go up 2 over 1. How many points do we need? 2. 2 points to find a line. Hey, in geometry, the very first chapter is all about 2 points to find a line. Okay? 2 points to find a line. Yes, you can put more. Solid or dashed?
Let's do a solid.
That's solid. Can we use 0, 0?
Yes.
Okay, so what's it going to say if I plug in 0, 0?
-1.
0
Right.
greater than or equal to -1. True or false? Hey, that's a true statement. So we shade the true side. The true side was where 0, 0 was. So that's the side we shade. The first 3-minute speech that I made today about, hey, your job as a student is, if you're lost, you stop me, you ask questions. Nobody's stopping me. That's a good thing or bad thing.
It's a good thing.
Good thing if everybody is actually doing their job, like, I got this, not that big of a deal. The bad thing is if you really have no idea what's going on and you're just sitting there. No one's going to stop me?
Nah, we chilling.
Okay. Second one, y is not by itself.
Why not?
So let's get y by itself. Chris, what are we going to do? What do we need to get rid of to get y by itself? Okay, so how do you get rid of that x? Subtract x from both sides. So I subtracted x from both sides. Notice I'm leaving off that step of showing you your 4th quarter of Algebra 1. I don't need to write minus x, draw a line. We know what it turns into. If it's more complicated, I might write that. But simple ones, I don't need to write that. All right, Chris, y-intercept is?
2 over 1.
That, you don't have to put over 1 and do that with the slope. So the y-intercept is 2, and the slope is -1 over 1. As always, for me, I write the slope down so I can visually look at it. So I know that the y-intercept was a +2. Slope is down 1, right 1. If this was a system of equations, I would be very happy because I just found the answer, but it's not. I'm looking for shaded regions. Solid or dashed? Y dash not solid. Y dash not solid. Doesn't have a line underneath it. Okay. Can we pick 0, 0? Okay, so what is that? inequality going to say if we pick 0, 0? True or false?
That's true.
So we shade towards the 0, 0. Can you already see where the double shaded region is before I draw this messy second shade? Okay, that's what I do. Before I mean, my gosh, that it really does give me a headache looking at that.
Looks like brain waves.
It looks like a second grader got a hold of your homework, right? Kaylee? The blue line is this one right here. I should have made it blue for you. Okay? Where's the y-intercept? Where's the y-intercept? This one right here. Where's the y-intercept? There's why there's a dot on 2. What's the slope? That's not a 1. So down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Other direction, up 1, left 1. We good from there? Okay. Test point was true, so we shade that side. So the double shaded region is that. In Algebra 1, some kids will ask the question, will it always be one of the 4 regions? In Algebra 1, yes. Algebra 2, pre-calculus, no, it can be 2 of the regions, but we're not there yet. These are technically the easy, simple ones. All right. Yes, no, maybe? Can you do one by yourself? Well, that's what box number 2 was for. See if you can do box number 2 all by yourself. I'll give you a 1-minute head start and then I'll work it through. Chris, first line, y-intercept.
It's -2.
Put it down -2. Make it happen. Julie, what's the slope of the top line? What's the slope of the top line? Julie, on your paper. Y equals mx plus b. What's b? On your paper, write y-intercept. M is your slope.
What if y is something attached?
Say again?
What if y is something attached?
Then how is it attached? After you move your x, then divide everything by 2. All right, first one, let's see. The y-intercept is -2. The slope is 3 over 1. So up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Or down 1, 2, 3 over 1. There's no line underneath it, so I'm going to put a dotted line. I can pick 0, 0 as a test point. 0 greater than -2 is a true statement. So my shaded region, if I do it really lightly, would be here. Whiteboard marker can't shade lightly, but you can with a pencil. Okay? Not with a pen either, right? Okay. Second line, Rowan said, hey, wait a minute, we got to do some stuff. Add x to both sides. We get 2y less than or equal to x plus 6. He said, well, what about the 2? And I said, well, how's it attached? He said, okay, divide everything by 2. So we divide everything by 2. So we get y is equal to x over 2. I'm going to write that as 1/2 x plus 3. Sorry. Okay. You can get yourself in a little bit of trouble if that 2 had been a negative. We had divided by -2, what we have to do with inequality. Flip it around.
Wait, so you divide 2 by everything?
Yeah, divide everything by 2, yes. So we get a y-intercept of +3. Slope of up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. Hey, look, there's the intersection point. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. Solid line this time. Solid line this time. Can we pick 0, 0? 0 less than or equal to Positive 3. True or false?
Negative.
So can you already see if I shaded below where the double shaded region would be? This little tiny triangle right here. Here is your double shaded region.
None of them in the math book will come back.
Say again?
None of them in the math book for that movie.
Yeah. They also use different colors. They use different colors. All right. Do not forget that if you have x is greater than or y is greater than, remember that's a vertical and a horizontal line. And the last thing, what did I give you for homework all the way up through?
Choose the 22 you get everything.
19, 20, 21, and 22 are the opposite. So we got enough time to do one of those. One of those. There it is, nice and pretty. And like I said, this is what the book will look like. If you're like me that has a problem with colors, it's hard to see this and even pick out what's the double shaded region, but it would be that right there. Okay. Last thing of the day is to do the reverse of this. I give you the graph. Oh my God, is that ugly, right? Which one is the double shaded region? It's which one? This one? Okay, so here's your first step. Now, the only nice thing about homework is they don't shade except for the double shaded region. So as you look at the graph, the only thing that's going to be shaded is the double shaded region. There'll be no question about it. Most of the time in books, it's going to look like this. Okay? So this represents the double shaded region right here. Okay. Here's how it's done. Pick a line, blue or red.
Blue.
What's the y-intercept?
-1.
What's the slope?
1/1.
Over 1.
1. Okay. So I did the red one first, so I have to do the red one. So if I pick 2 points for the red one, one is the y-intercept. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive 5 is the y-intercept, and the slope is down 1
-1/2.
over 2. So -0.5. Everybody see that? The slope is down 1 over 2. Y-intercept is positive 5. Slope is -0.5. So that's pretty quickly written.
So it's y is less than.
Now we got to pick the test point.
You don't need to test one.
The test point will be the double shaded region.
0, 0.
What's in the double shaded region?
0, 0.
0, 0. Life is good.
Woohoo!
Life is not going to be good for all these because on questions number 19, 20, and 21, and 22, 0, 0 is not in the double shaded region. Okay? It's only evens. Neither one of them are in the double shaded region. Okay? This one they are, so we can pick 0, 0. So we pick 0, 0. We got to make that true. What symbol makes that true? Okay? Less than, was the red line a dotted or solid line? So we picked strictly less than, not less than or equal to. Okay, cool. So the red one is right there. The blue one, it's the same process. It's not as complicated as it is to actually draw the whole thing because you can already see the double shaded region. And all you're doing is picking out y-intercept and a second point and applying that. And then your test point, if you're lucky, 0, 0, makes your life easy. So there's my red one, my blue line. Well, those are pretty easy points. -1 is your y-intercept. The slope is up 1 over 1, so positive 1. It feels like I'm going kind of fast here. Am I?
You're going a little fast, yeah.
You good on the y-intercept?
Yeah, that's that part.
You good on the slope is up 1 over 1?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to write that inequality. Well, that would be y is slope 1, x minus 1. Okay. To find out which inequality, we go back to the double shaded region. You can pick any point in there. I'm not going to ever give up picking 0, 0. Unfortunately, tonight for homework, neither time can you pick 0, 0. Okay. I picked 0, 0 for this one because 0, 0 is in the double shaded region. True or false? So what do we got to put? Which symbol fits in there?
Less than.
Because 0 is smaller than -1. Greater than, yes? Solid or dashed? So is it greater than or greater than or equal to?
Greater than or equal to.
So all I'm going to do is put greater than or equal to right there. You're done. There's your two inequalities.
Wait, you flipped.
No, I didn't. I said greater than or equal to.
Yep. You're pointing. Your arrow is pointing to this other one.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I did a backwards error, didn't I?
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm saying the blue line, pick, whatever.
I still should get a point for that.
Okay. I could make a good argument that it should be pointed that way as well, too. I said we're only going to do one example. We're out of time. Hey, this is messy. I would highly recommend using graph paper when you do this. Always pick 0, 0 if you can to make your life easier. Any questions on anything we did? Wow, how was that for timing? Caden, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Do I have everybody's homework?
Yeah.
Get a good nap? Did you understand everything?